Welcome to another episode of Inside the Valley in our special series for the 2026 Clemson recruiting class. Grant Wise is today's episode. Dustin, I'm going to go and go out and say this. This is my favorite person in the class, by far my favorite offensive lineman. And I know we got Chancellor Barkley, and I can't wait to do his film too. But I might be the biggest Grant Wise stan on the planet, and I cannot wait to talk about him. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to watch this film. It's really fun to watch. One of my favorite things about watching film of offensive linemen in high school is just the bully nature of them. Like just
Yeah.
like kids that just, you can tell that they're power four almost right off the bat. This guy, I mean, I've never seen this many pancakes on film in my life. Just continuous.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about his tape is that, there's so many pancakes, and I'm a big Waffle House guy.
Yeah.
So if we could make those waffles, that'd be great. I mean, honestly, the way he presses them into the ground might be kind of like a waffle.
Could be.
But yeah, you do see that a lot. One of the most impressive things that I want to talk about too, before we get into his film, is let's go over his credentials a little bit, his tape, if you will. Grant Wise, 6'3", 300, 24/7 has him listed at 330. Clemson has him listed at 300, and On Three has him listed at 312. I just went with Clemson stat. Offensive lineman, he played 3 or 4 different positions in high school, which is unbelievable. While we're watching his senior tape, you'll see him play 3 positions. Pace High School out of Milton, Florida. Dustin, you're the Florida guy. Where's Milton? The Panhandle?
Idea.
I think
I
it's
have
in the
no idea.
Panhandle. Just a great football player. Dual athlete, and the other athletics he partakes in is strength training. Olympic and traditional lifting state champion in Florida. So the Olympic lifts are your snatches, your pulls and jerks, your power cleans, whereas your traditional lifts are your bench, your squat, your deadlift. Dustin, he was putting up numbers as a junior in high school that I did as a senior in college. Now, I was a walk-on, I was a nobody, I was a little whatever, but I was still in a college weight room moving some weight. And this dude is just strong as hell. So he won both those state championships, started 4 years in high school, which is unbelievable. Like you talk about one of the hardest positions to play as a collegiate freshman, because your body isn't quite ready. It couldn't be even more so the case as a high school freshman. When you're coming out of middle school and you're already mature enough in a body and strong enough in a body to go up against other guys who are turning into men. When you get to 17 to 18 years old, you're becoming a man, and you're playing these guys as a freshman. And, oh, by the way, not only did he start, he had 105 pancakes, no sacks and no hurries as a freaking true freshman in high school. 485 pancakes in his entire career. He had a horrible sophomore year. He only had 94 pancakes. And to put that in perspective, too, I played tight end in high school. I had a good year, and I had, I think, 25 pancakes. This dude's worst year was 94.
I love that that's a stat, man. I really do. I love that we're counting those nowadays.
We should. The offensive linemen need something to be statistically proud of. We need something that would go on the back of a playing card. So I'm glad that they're doing that. 45 starts on the varsity level. Again, insane. His biggest offers: Alabama, Georgia, Indiana, Miami, Michigan, Oklahoma, Oregon, Penn State, USC. I believe Florida came in late and was trying to flip him from us, and there was one other school that was trying to flip him from us late. I believe it was Miami, and he stayed true with Clemson. We talked about Naheem Burrows last week, and another guy. All these big time NIL schools, I'm gonna try and pull him away. Clemson's in a down year, doesn't work. Same thing with Grant Wise. So that makes you feel really confident with who they are. We won't talk about comps yet, Dustin. We'll talk about that after we watch the tape. I'm super excited to watch this tape. So if there's anything you want to add before we jump in there, go ahead.
Well, I just think that we should talk impact, because I think that he has a chance to make an early impact as a freshman. I really do. I think that I think he probably projects more as a center. Like, I really like him as a center long term, but I think we could see him play guard next year just to kind of transition. I'm not saying he can't play center next year at Clemson. I think that the IDing defenses and the kind of the IQ portion of it, I just don't know where he's at with that. But physically, I think he could play I think he can play either guard spot or center next year.
I think when we did the class preview after signing day, I talked about him in that aspect, and I think he's the most physically ready to play right now, and that's weird to say, but he has collegiate weight room numbers. He's strong. He's fast. He doesn't look stiff. We're going to see that on tape. He's fluid. I would be shocked if he doesn't start some games next year. I will be shocked.
Same.
To be honest with you. He's played multiple positions. You'll see in this film too. Whoever his film guy is, whether it's him or his coach, shout out to that guy. Grant Wise, you better go give him a hug and a kiss because that dude did a phenomenal job with your film. Labeling it, hey, this is what the play is. This is where he is. This is the position he's playing. And this is the technique he's doing on this play. Phenomenal job. You want to talk about making it easy on the college scout watching this tape? Look no further. So, and that's his senior tape. They're putting that out in his senior tape after he's already committed. So, great job to whoever that was. And then one other thing I wanted to add before we get started is, Dustin, when we talk about offensive linemen, this is a beer drinking and a dip spitting kind of film review. Now, I don't do any tobacco products, but I'm definitely going to drink a beer for this one. You know, we haven't been able to do that in the past couple of episodes. Your wide receivers, you're drinking water. Maybe you're drinking some wine. Your defensive ends, you know, you want to drink some water because you want to stay hydrated as they're ripping off people. When you're watching an offensive lineman go, you just want to rip a beer and watch him just put people in the dirt. So this is a beer drinking episode. I will have a beer in hand on this one. So I also don't have to work tomorrow. So Dustin, your season.
There you go.
You probably have to work tomorrow.
That's the real reason right there.
Yeah. So let's jump into this film. I can't wait. Dustin, anything else?
No, let's do it, man.
Oh, okay. I'm going to apologize if y'all see me get a little excited. I'll try to black my camera out. This is what I'm really ready to watch.
These are the most fun for me to do with you, man, because offensive line is obviously your bread and butter. So you see things that I don't necessarily see sometimes with these. So I really enjoy the offensive lineman ones.
Yeah, thank you. Well, and now you're putting some pressure on me. I hope I can hold
There's no pressure. What are you talking about? There's no pressure.
It's a little bit pressure. Okay.
Right guard pull kick out. I love
Perfect. That. Right. You know, I know what he's playing. So this is one position you'll see so far. He will play right tackle. He will play left tackle. He will play right guard. The only position I didn't see him play, and I'm pretty sure he does, is center and left guard. And I might just be when I missed it. And you talk about a guy being able to be cerebral enough to play center. If you could play 3 different positions on the offensive line within one single year, you're a smart guy.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
That is extremely difficult. And then I want to talk about this too. You know, from my perspective, when I got moved to offensive line, so I came into Clemson as a tight end. They found out I'm a lot better at eating than I am at running, so they moved me over. And I started off at left tackle, and then they bumped me over to right tackle, and it's a whole new world. And then a couple practices I had to shift into guard, and you talk about being like a deer in the headlights. So just from shifting from one side of the line to the other is insane in terms of feel, how your stance feels, how you see the game. You're essentially having to drive in reverse because you've learned all the plays from one side, and now you're like, okay, hold on, I got to do everything the opposite way. Everything that would key me to do this on this side of the ball, I now have to think another way. You know, the fact that he's able to move constantly throughout the season is that's one of the most impressive things about this guy. See, right guard pull kick out. So we're going to see his athleticism on the first play. 63. Bang. This is going to be difficult. Hold on. Okay, so he's hard to see right here, but he's at right guard. Watch how tight he is to the line. This is perfect. So we talked about it in the Michael Foster episode. Go back and watch that one if you haven't. But we say follow the butt in the butthole. The butt meaning the offensive lineman, when they're going down, you want to stay tight to their butt. And then the butthole is the defensive guy, the bad guy. You want to go knock him out. He's a butthole. So you're following the butt to the butthole. This guy does this perfectly. He follows the track. Bang. He ear holes this defensive end so that 79 can roll up and go get the next guy, which he's not able to because, But then watch this. Takes him for a ride, Dustin, for a ride at cost. But this one's on me. Boom. Takes him to the dirt. Right guard pull escort.
Look at that. Oh my, look at that nose tackle he's going up against.
That's
Look
a
at that
big
guy.
one.
That's a big boy.
That's a big one. But he's pulling, so he's not going to touch him. He's going to come out here. We're going to see him in space again. So look, looks like this guy's kicking. Looks like 73 is kicking, and Grant's going to want to pull in here. He's probably going for this guy here. He is. And that's very difficult to do. He's in space, and it's very subtle, Dustin, but watch him change direction. Watch him change direction in open space. He's against a cornerback who's a lot smaller than him, faster than him, and he's able to change direction and just annihilate this dude and send him back into second grade where he's reading Clifford the Big Red Dog for silent reading. Bang.
Yeah, violent.
Violent. Oh, I want to talk about this too. When I'm watching offensive line tape, I want to see hands, I want to see violence, and I want to see technique. So I like to call it violence with technique. This dude's got great technique, and then he just pisses on people, respectfully. No R. Kelly. All right, so now do I always make it weird?
No, you don't, man.
My wife called me out today. She was watching on Naheem Burrows.
It's a perfect joke, man. If people know, they know. Especially if you watch the Chappelle Show back in the day.
Great show. Great show. Mm-hmm. After you watch this and like and subscribe, go watch the Chappelle Show. So now he's at left tackle. We've seen him play guard. We've seen him play left tackle. So look at his pad level.
Oh, I was just about to say that. That is like textbook pad level.
If you want to be nitpicky on this play, I like his stance. He pats his feet very well. He gets into them. If you want to be nitpicky, he's a little on his toes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're forward heavy, we talked about this with Michael Foster. If you're forward heavy, the college defense is going to pull you down. This guy's strong enough. A high school kid's not going to be able to do that. But when you're able to drive him like that, you can be a little on your toes because you're finishing him. But dude, it's like he just expects to do it. He doesn't get up and taunt him. He just gets up and walks back to the huddle.
Like, yeah, that's my job.
Right guard kick out. He's back at guard. So he's coming to kick out this guy. This guy thinks this guy's reading it. He knows he's sliding down tight. This is actually good technique from this guy. I think that's number 8. And he just gets ear hold. He plays it perfectly. The perfect offense beats perfect defense. Bang.
Oh my gosh, man.
Takes him for a ride. Now he's at right tackle. That dude is in some serious pain. Bang. Violent. Yeah. Violent with technique. And it's like, all right, let's go get back to it. We just scored a touchdown. That's what we do. Back to right guard. Bang, 21. You're on your wallet, buddy.
He does, man. He has really good feet.
He puts him on his beginner's permit. But that's why I think he can play early. Because he's not just big and strong. He's fast. He's nimble. Yeah. He can move in space. And you don't see that a lot with guys who are big like that.
Right.
Gallop. Okay, this was one of the things I had the hardest time with. So galloping is very unnatural. We don't gallop as people. When we move in that motion, you want to skip, right? Or you want to shuffle. Especially basketball players, you want to shuffle instead of gallop. So galloping is a way to slow down so you can get to the second level and seal off the linebacker. So right now we've got him at right tackle, I think, over here. And his job, if he's galloping, is to come down. Okay, they don't want to touch this guy. He's going to get kicked. He's going to get pulled. So this guy's down on the defensive tackle since you have a 3 technique, and he's going to come right off of him and want to pick up the Mike linebacker, which should be him. But since he's pushing out, 20 is going to become the Mike. So his job is to gallop, slow step it. So he's going to help. Boom. So I don't like how he turns his pads here. I wish it was a true gallop, but you see his shoulders turn and his eyes turn. See right there, the collegiate level, 20 is going to scrape past you and you might dislocate your shoulder because now you're having to reach out to grab him. You're going to get a holding call or you're going to get it really hurt. And you're going to see him in a sling the next week. But because he's a superior athlete, he's able to get away with it, and because he's super strong. That's one thing that Matt Luke's going to have to coach him up on. Hey, don't turn your shoulders when you go to help. You're strong enough. Getting that mofo's hip and his ribs, punch him, displace him, and then go. But excellent finish. Pad level again. left tackle. Base block. All right. This is the most common block you'll see, but it's actually one of the most hardest too. In zone blocking schemes, if this block fails, you're not the game doesn't go anywhere. You've got to get this defensive end, and you've got to establish his position. You cannot let him establish your position. So we talked about the Michael Foster episode. When he gets his hands on you, he wants to be able to look and get separation. Dustin, what do you notice about right here? There's no separation.
Right.
You know what that dude's looking at? He's counting the stars in the sky.
Yeah, he looks up.
He's got no other choice. Grant Wise's pad level is perfect. He's popping him right in the chin, and his hands are inside, so the guy can't get any separation. And then he's able to drive him. Don't torque. Referees love to call those torque when you torque them down. Man, that's just.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, just his mentality is all over this tape. Like, he's playing this game to dominate you. Like, he wants to dominate the person in front of him, and it's very evident.
There's a reason he had 485 pancakes in his career. No hurries, no sacks.
Everyone's favorite play, pin pull.
Oh, it's not even that aggressive, but hey, he still finishes them. Gets his hands in there. Not everything's a kill shot. Effort with technique and a little bit of violence. Helmet off. Don't care. His meat bucket's flying over there. What happened to him?
I don't think it was his, was it?
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't tell whose helmet fell off.
That was his. Watch him. A guy punches it off.
Oh,
See him right here?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think this plate comes off too. Maybe I've watched this a time or two.
All right, this is what I want to see right here. There we go.
Pow! Leaves his feet. Man, Dustin, again, that's a very difficult block.
Yeah.
That's so difficult for these big guys. Okay. I didn't see this the first time I watched. This is teach tape. I hope Matt Luke turns this on for our guys to watch. So this is outside zone. His job is to get on the outside short of this defensive end. 9 times out of 10, you're not able to. So what you end up doing is taking him where he wants to go, and you try to ride him outside as hard as you can so that the running back can cut up. But if you can seal him.
I was going to say, he actually flipped his hips and sealed him off.
Which is extremely difficult to do. But when you do that, it can take a 3-yard gain and make it a 14, 15, 16-yard gain. NC State is really good at doing this. But look at that. That is when you teach outside zone, this is the perfect technique for the guy that's leading on the as the left tackle. I mean, gets inside of him, turns him, and then hey, let me go ahead and just kill you while I'm at it.
Yeah, he's gonna drive you backwards. I mean, there's it doesn't matter the block. He's driving you backwards.
Makes the play. He's going to get a block on somebody. His eyes are here. Patient. Yow. I wouldn't count that as my offensive line coach wouldn't have counted that as a pancake. Tabletops him a little bit. He got some support from his dude being on the ground, some casualties being on the ground. Right tackle, nasty play. Okay. All right, yeah. You talk about being a bully.
Man, yeah.
That's just mean.
That's awesome, man. Get
him out of the game, man. What are we doing? Little double team action. He's the last person you want to be double teamed by. Right guard pull kick out. This is my favorite. Bang. It's just down block. These are actually, I take that back. I love down blocks. That's a different kind of down block. That's when you just take them to the ground. You take them down. I wonder what they mean by an escort block. I never called him an escort. Oh, when he leads up the field of Cassie. He just wants to murder everybody he goes against.
Yeah, he does.
Nasty finish. Okay, here we go.
Tabletop.
Yeah, my offensive line coach wouldn't have counted that. The other dude gets hurt. Bang. Look at the patience.
Yeah, he hits his landmarks for sure. Like, he knows exactly who he's supposed to block on each play, and he hits him.
And, yeah, emphasis on the hit. And then like the steps, his feet work are. I'm glazing a little bit at this point, but his footwork is just phenomenal. Like on a skip pull like this, you don't want to get too much depth. You don't want your shoulders to open up too much because they kind of open up a little right here. But you don't want your shoulders to open up too much. You want to keep your shoulders square to the back of the end zone. Keep your eyes downfield, and boom, get the first person you see. Touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And he does it so well. He doesn't overstep. He doesn't over exaggerate it. And then he's fast enough to actually accomplish the task. I mean, that's just great. I don't care that he pancakes him. I don't care. He knows what he's doing. That is like whoever the Pace High School offensive line coach is, hats off to you. I mean, obviously Grant Wise is a generational talent in my opinion, but the fact that this guy is so well coached to know how to do everything that well, I mean, that's just hats off to that offensive line coach. He obviously knows what he's doing. A little bit of holding right there, but Whoa, hold on. Do you remember like who was that old Pee Wee football player that wore number 5 that had all those big plays way back in the day, right when YouTube got big? And tell me number 10 doesn't look like him.
No, I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about, man.
I'm about to find it now. So this dude looks like he's a child. He looks like one of those tykes, the TYKS, yeah,
the big head, yeah.
I was too busy paying attention to him. I missed what our boy did. I also love this stance. Look at there. This dude is about to do a haka.
I was just gonna say New Zealand rugby team right there.
And I guess that's what they're teaching their linebackers to do. Look at this dude. He's like, hey, I'm gonna one up you real quick. You're taking a shit. I don't know what I'm doing. I did not like that. But look at that. I mean, just to be nitpicky on something else. Sorry, Grant. When your stance is that wide, watch his feet. They have to come in before he goes anywhere. Like he does like a little hop before he does anything. Anyway, the whole point of this is to watch Grant Wise. I get carried away when I see stuff. The coach in me comes out, climbs the next level, kills the person, goes to jail. Down block. Oof. Perfect. One of the hardest things to do on a down block is to not just take him down the line of scrimmage, to get in his shoulder and just take him down the line of scrimmage. He's able to down block and get him moving forward. That's pretty difficult to do. At least it was for me.
Is this only run blocking?
This is only run blocking. You want me to throw some pass blocking on there?
Yeah, I want to see some pass blocking.
Okay, let's do it.
Because I think run blocking is like, yeah, okay.
This is bread and butter. Let's see what you can do protecting Drew Mestemaker.
This is one thing with like Matt Luke too, like especially when you saw Braden Jacobs start playing this year, is that in order to be like a really good running offense, you just need kids that can maul. Like you just need kids that can just move people. Like you just need people movers. I know that sounds pretty simple, like when you talk about an offensive line player, but like, Clemson doesn't have a lot of people that can just move people out of the way and just maul in the run game. And I think Barclay is going to be that. I think Wise is going to be that. Obviously, we've already seen Braden Jacobs is. So I think it's going to look different in the run game, particularly up front with some of these guys that are coming in.
I agree with you. A lot of our guys will lighten the ass a little bit and just struggle to. They could establish the line of scrimmage. They could maintain the line of scrimmage. They weren't getting any push, and that's why we struggled in the red zone, and that's why we struggled in short yardage. Yeah, you needed Grant Wise. Okay, let's see him in pass play. Did it tell you what the play was? Okay. See, he doesn't seem very natural as a tackle in his pass block. He does seem very natural as a guard. I like that. Watch it. So again, it's the little things, Dustin. On this play, so your job is inside out. Right? So he knows this guy over here is his goal, but he keeps that inside hand up, and his eyes don't overcommit. So look where his helmet is. He's still keeping an eye over here. He can still keep an eye over here, but he knows he has to get out. If 41 comes or if there's a gain, he's prepared. One of the things that gets you beat is when your eyes go way out here, that hand's not there, and you're not able to come back and help. Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the hand placement there?
I thought it was perfect. Right
Nice.
inside. You ain't going anywhere, locking you down. And a lot of times when you're this strong, you can get away with some stuff. He
Right.
doesn't do it. That one they probably going to call it holding.
Vertical set ghost hand. We're getting technical now.
Yeah, so I like that. So ghost hand, like it's a fake punch. He's going to come back inside. So he's forced. So this is again. This guy is savvy. He's already savvy as a senior in high school. So the ghost hand, what he's trying to do is make this guy show his hand on what he wants to do. He's going to make him make a move before he needs to, and that way Grant can keep him in front of him. We're on a first name basis. Look, now this guy has to make a move before he was even supposed to, and he still has the upper hand. Bang. Lock him down. It slows him down a little bit.
I like his feet, man.
Me too. Look at that. I mean, that's some excellent kick blocking right there.
Yep.
Kick stepping, excuse me. But I mean, even in his tackle stance, like he just looks like a guard.
Mm-hmm. Which is fine. I mean, there's a lot of tackle bodies in this class.
Now look at this. I want to talk about this one. He gets a bull rush, and he does exactly what you're supposed to do. He's strong enough to not have to hop, but he maintains it. The guy stands him up a little bit, and he just drops his butt. He just drops his butt and says, all right, you're going to stand me up, but I'm going to drop my weight and make it hard for me, make my base not movable. Finds work.
I love that. Looking for work, and he just like completely destroys the guy that's getting blocked by other people.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Look at that, man. Oh, yeah.
Very good technique. And the guy takes himself out of the play. Holy crap. Snatch trap. I've never heard of that. Oh, I have heard of that. So this one's been one of the like most controversial techniques for offensive linemen right now. It's getting called by some referees that maybe don't know ball. That's not holding, but a lot of guys have called that holding this year in terms of referees. I say guys, but it's referees, obviously. That's good too. Look, hey, I know. Let's say 1,000, 2,000. No one's coming. So the way this is set up, this guy should be coming, but he bails out. So he doesn't overcommit to get there. And the guard tries his best to ruin it. Look how he turns his shoulders, but he's got help. He comes in, gets hip to hip, and displaces him. Just very technique. It's not overzealous to make contact, but what he does annihilate him. I want to see how fast he can get out to this guy. I mean, excellent. He needs to be a little bit quicker on there because it could have been almost two guys. Jump say he's going to get out quick. And he does.
Yep. Early impact guy, man, for sure.
Very early impact.
And underrated by the recruiting sites. I think he's rated like in the mid 200s. Like, yeah, get out of here with that.
Very, very late to come onto the scene. I've seen enough. I mean, this is a guy. I mean, you talk about Naheem Burrows. Grant Wise is close number 2 for me. I love his technique. I love his strength. I love that he can come in and play now. I really, truly think that this is one of those early Matt Luke guys. I mean, I don't know if you remember last year, Matt Luke's going in there and recruiting this guy at his school over and over and over again. And this dude's one of those country dudes who probably drives a truck. That's what we need. We need some truck drivers on this offensive line, right? Putting him next to Brandon Jacobs, I hope we run the ball to the left over and over again. Gideon Davidson would love that. He's a mauler. He plays violently. He plays with technique. He plays under control. We talked about comps before we started this episode. Brandon Scherf is who comes to mind for me. Longtime guard that played for the Redskins, played for Iowa. But you talk about a guy who's stout, has a really good base, can play some guard, can play some center, has also played tackle. Brandon Scherf did that in all the way to the NFL level, which is insane. But also athletic and can move. And again, like we talked about this, Dustin, he's a strength and conditioning guy. He's a power lifter, but he can move. He looks nimble. We
Right.
watched his pass set. He can get out there. I mean, he's got
Yeah.
great technique, great effort. He's not out of control. And he's going to let people know that he's there. And I can't remember if I said this already, but if we said this offline, all those people he was dogging, not one of them got up and started drawing back to him. Not one of them. I mean, that's just he's Quentin Nelson-esque, where he's just going to dog you, get up, tell you sorry, and then get back and do it again. So I love this. I love this cat. Probably my favorite pickup in the class.
I like it, man. Yeah. Like I said, I think he's an early impact guy. I watch a lot of Chiefs because my wife's family is a bunch of Chiefs fans. Happy they're not in the playoffs. But anyways, he reminds me of Creed Humphrey. Like
Yeah.
for the same reason you said, athletic, can move, but can also just maul. Superb pass blocker. And I think that he's going to project long term as a center. But I think he'll play some guard next year, and who knows where he'll play at Clemson. But I know that he will play early, and with the 4 spots that are vacated this year after all these starters leave, the offensive line next year is going to be more talented than the offensive line was this year. They're just going to be less experienced. So it's going to be a younger offensive line with less snaps, but I think that like this whole group is going to be more talented than the group we just saw.
And Dustin, like, I really would not be shocked if we see him in Death Valley, Tiger Stadium, Baton Rouge, as you like to say, in week 1. I think we see him play often. Braden Jacobs got some snaps against LSU in Clemson and some goal line packages. Grant Wise needs to be on this football field. Is there anything else you want to add about this guy?
No, I mean, just can't wait till he gets on campus. I think he's an early enrollee. Don't quote me on that. Yeah.
He is.
So excited to get him in for spring and get him in the weight room because he can show other people what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, we don't need to hire a strength and conditioning coach.
Including some of the sophomores and juniors. Maybe they should get their weight up before this kid comes to campus.
That's right. And I feel like he's going to be so fun social media with these vlogs because you never see him smile. Did you just go? He's just so professional, so businesslike. So
he's gonna be one of the Clemson fans' favorites. Like, Clemson fans are gonna love this kid.
Well, thank y'all for checking this one out. Please like, subscribe, comment. Tell us that we're idiots. Tell us that we're wrong. Tell us where we're right. But just tell us something. And have a great new year. Be safe, and we'll see you in the next one.